What's up, YouTube? It is Tia with IAmArchiDesigns back with another video. Today we're doing a fun Valentine's Day themed balloon garland. I have my lovely white backdrop here, which is what we're going to attach the balloon garland to. And now I'm going to show you the balloons I'm using. So let's get started. Okay guys, these are all the balloons I'm using for this look. We have a little bit of everything. So we got some Decomex and Qualitex. Decomex is 12-inch round, standard white. Qualitex is 11-inch round, just stereotypical white. Then we got the Decomex balloons again. We have 9-inch standard white, and then we got some reds, standard reds, 5-inch and 9-inch. And then we also have some Tuftex 17-inch. That's what it says there. And then we have some anagram mylar balloons to add a little bit of pop to the garland. I don't know if I'm going to use this gold one, but we'll see. But yeah, these are all of the balloons. And then we also have this lovely backdrop that we're going to try to attach these balloons to. Okay, and so now I'm going to kind of show how I do my garlands. Me personally, I do tie balloon necks. That is the main method I use. But usually what I do is I blow up 2 balloons, tie them together to make a pair, turn the pair into a quad, which is a set of 4, and then turn a quad into whatever word there is for a set of 8. Yep, I'm just gonna let you guys tell me because, you know, it helps to help each other. And then we're gonna tie the balloon necks of the clusters of 8. So let me show you how I do it. Okay guys, we have blown up most of our balloons and I've already kind of started building this garland. And so this one's already at least 5 or so feet long, which is always fun. And so now I'm going to do the same thing. Maybe we'll put the 2 pieces together. But this is one of my clusters of 8 that we just created with a pop of red. And then now I'm going to take another balloon cluster that I have, and we're just experimenting really and seeing where stuff fits. And so I just grabbed, I'll show you guys, I just grabbed a balloon neck, a really stretchy one. You gotta have a really stretchy one or else it's going to be extremely difficult for you. So I have a really stretchy balloon neck. A nice little gap here. So I got my balloon neck, got a gap. Gonna try to find the same thing on this side. I already kind of see my gap. And now I'm just gonna pull one of these balloon necks. You might have a lot of options, but pull the stretchiest one. And then, I'll show you this balloon neck. Got both my balloon necks in hand. And so now we're just gonna tie those balloon necks together and it'll give us a garland. And like, don't worry, after you tie the balloon necks together, you can easily twist things around, stretch things, push things around just to get the shape of the garland that you want. So let's do that. Pull really tight. Don't worry if you don't get this on your first try. You really just gotta have hands of steel. Of course, there are other methods to do this. This is just the one I like just because of how quick it is for clients and things. But you can always do the 260s method. You can always do the fishing line method. All those methods work just as great, just as good. I'm just using this one, and honestly, who knows? I might switch it up in the future. I might do a combination of both. We'll see what happens, but it's good to know a lot of methods to do what you're trying to do. So this is our lovely, technically a grouping of 8. So we got 2 clusters of 8 here. And we're gonna another cluster, and then we'll just add this one on to the other garland. And the goal is to make it, so for me, we're doing something that's like, I don't know, 10 by 8 or so to go on the frame here, and I'll show you guys in a sec. So we're just gonna make this thing as long as possible so that we can just bend it when it gets time to put it on the frame. But yeah, let's keep going. Okay, let's blow up some 5-inch balloons and a few of the 17-inch balloons. You might have 18-inch, you might have 24. Doesn't really matter. Use whatever large sizes you want. I've already blown up this balloon, and I'll show you guys how we're gonna connect the larger balloons to really like fill this thing out and make it very extravagant and extra. But yeah, so let's blow up our 17-inch balloons and our 5-inch balloons. I blew up my 5-inch balloons, similar method to how I blew up my balloons. I blew up 2, make it a pair, tie it into a pair. And then you can blow up like quads. You can create, like turn the pairs into quads by twisting them together. But the idea with the smaller balloons is that we want smaller clusters to really add on to the organic flavor of our garland. And so I would do groupings of 3, you could do quads. I don't know if I would go up from there. Well, honestly, you can do whatever you want, whatever you think looks good. But as far as the method to the madness of how to connect everything to the garland, I'll show you that later. But yeah, let's blow up our 5-inch balloons, and then we'll see where our creative juices lead us. Okay guys, quick tip on blowing up your 17-inch balloons and higher. So here's the idea. You want to overinflate so that when we let air out or rounding out the balloons, we get a nice circular spherical shape. So you want to overinflate to where it looks like a teardrop, and then we're going to let air out, release air, round the shape out into more of a sphere so that you have a nice globe type shape. So I'm going to show that. Okay guys, let's talk for a quick second on how we attach these 18-inch balloons to our balloon garland before we do it. So I have my 260 here, and then I have my balloon neck nice and ready. And so basically, I'm just going to tie my 260 around my balloon neck, like so. And we're just gonna pull it tight. You can do it twice, so meaning you can add another knot. Either way, it's pretty secure. I like to do it under the knot so it doesn't just slip up, and so now it's definitely not gonna slip up above this larger knot. So once you have, I don't even remember what these are called, a paddle board? I think that's what they're called. So once you have a paddle board, you'll easily be able to stick this in your garland, wrap it around where you would like it to go. You have 2 ends, so you can either use both. Using both when you wrap it around allows it to be more a part of the garland, but using both just allows it to kind of sit with the garland. So, or using them separately allows it to sit within the garland, and then using both allows it to look like it's more a part of the garland, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So let's finally put this balloon garland up on this thing. Okay guys, so I've blown up a few smaller clusters of 5-inch balloons as well as the large 18-inch balloons. So I just want to talk about for a quick sec how we're going to attach these to the garland before we do it. So I am using 260s. Basically, I take the ends of the 260s, tie them to any neck within this little cluster, And you just tie each end to a different cluster of 5-inch balloons, and then we'll just wrap this, twist this around the garland, get it to fit in place, and boom, we have our smaller balloons in. Same for the singles. If you want a little bit of diversity in your balloon clusterings, or the number of clusterings, I got some singles that we're also doing the same method for. Just have a 260 balloon, wrap it around the garland. And for anybody who does not know what a 260 is, literally if you type 260 balloons wherever you're buying your balloons, Amazon, Google, any of the vendors in my vendors list video, you should check it out. Anywhere you buying balloons, you can just type in 260s and it'll show you the results for these balloons. Basically, these balloons are 60 inches long when fully inflated, and they're about 2 inches in diameter, and so that's why the name is 260s. They're really useful for doing a lot of things like this, and I use them a lot to attach smaller clusters to my garlands. You can also use them to build your garlands. They work super great for that as well. I'll probably create a video of me using and building a garland with 260s versus the tie neck method. We'll see what happens. But yeah, super useful. Now, let's put this garland on the frame. And so the way it works is we're going to take a 260, we'll wrap it around your smaller cluster a few times just to get it to feel secure. And then you're just gonna tie it together with itself once it's wrapped around that smaller cluster. And so we got one edge on, and now we're going to add the other cluster to the other side, like so. Again, we're just going to wrap it around once or twice. And tie it together with itself. So you can either use the neck you see here, or you could just tie it to itself. I've done either way works. And then boom, you have a way to put your little clusters on your big garland. So let's keep going. Okay guys, now we're about to put our lovely balloon garland on this large backdrop. It's like, I don't even know, 8 by 10, 10 by 10, I think it's 10 by 10. So I really just want to show you guys how long this balloon garland is and how we really want to complete this L shape that we're trying to create. We're definitely not going to go all the way across because that would be really long, at least for this purpose. But we did dramatically make it super long because we don't want to have to end up tying the two corners together, because that just makes things sometimes look and feel a little lopsided, and at least in my experience when I tried to do that, it didn't really look so great. So now I'm trying the method of just making a really long garland, and then we're just gonna shape it and plop it onto our backdrop and see how that works. So let me show you guys how long this garland is to complete this L shape that we're trying to create here. So this is how long as she goes, and there's still more down here, really long. Do you see how sturdy this is? That's usually what happens when you tie balloon necks. Sometimes it feels a little too stiff, which I feel like would be a con, but again, we're trialing and erroring here, so we're just gonna see how well this works. I will say this is my first time doing kind of like the balloon neck method, completely like start to finish without trying to tie the ends together of the L shape. And so you guys are gonna see just as well as I'm gonna see how well this works. So we're going to attach our garland to this backdrop with 260s. Everything's 260s. We'll begin to learn. But we're gonna connect it with 260s, probably like 3 or 4 connection points. So the bottom, maybe one in the middle here. We have to see how it lands. Definitely one in this corner, and then one at the edge of our garland, the very edge. So let's do that. to show you guys what it looks like so far. We got a few 18-inch balloons. We have a few of our smaller 5-inch clusters. Sorry, I can't get a better shot for you guys. My living room is only but so big. But this is kind of the entire thing. Y'all, I am backed up against the wall, so I can't go any further. But this is kind of what it looks like. And then we still have not added our lovely Mylar balloons, so we'll probably just stick those in here and there, and then maybe add a few more 5-inch balloons over there. But yeah, guys, this is what this installation is looking like so far. I mean, I really think it's cute. I will say the tying balloon methods does not allow for much flexibility when doing this type of garland. If it was just a straight diagonal garland on a wall, then the tying next method would work perfect. But for this method, it made it a little difficult to adjust the garland, I'm not even gonna lie. And so definitely might try another garland installation video with less tying necks, more 260s to attach the balloons. But yeah, guys, let me just add those Mylar balloons and show you guys the final result.